If you're the Warriors right now, you've only turned the ball over 2 times. You haven't shot the ball well. Now you got the non-Steph minutes. You're going up against the zone here. How's your zone offense?
Steph had 6 points in that first quarter, but the Warriors 2 of 10 on threes. Pajemski launching a 3 off rim, and Dillon Brooks with a good contest. Now this is how the Rockets want to play. They want a low-scoring game. They want you to play in a phone booth. They want to miss shots and kill you on the glass.
We saw that a lot this season, right? The low-scoring games.
And Şengün, he's off to a great beginning. He's got 10, and he's been the Rockets' offense. Draymond, Pajemski, Buddy Hield with Jimmy Butler and Quentin Post. Draymond, little teardrop, and he's got to be a threat. That was a great adjustment there.
Well, you're going up against the zone again, and you can't be afraid to drive the zone. And Draymond saw, look, my guy's kind of shading me to this side. I can just drive in here right in the middle, trust the floater game.
They're staying with the 2 bigs, Şengün and Steven Adams. Ben Thompson, Van Vliet, and Dillon Brooks. Ben Thompson, that's where you want him to live. 16, 17 footers, because that also keeps him off the offensive glass.
And Draymond boxed out Steven Adams.
Pajemski, another 3. If the Warriors do not hit threes at a reasonable rate, to beat the Rockets would take something extraordinary. Van Vliet missing there, and Draymond let it go out of bounds. It appeared to be touched. Do win the challenge, and unfortunately they had to waste their first challenge.
But the Warriors being 2 for 12, if they don't shoot it well, it'll be much tougher to beat the Rockets. But the Warriors have shown they can have success even if they don't shoot it well. They'd love to get to the free throw line, which they haven't done yet.
Shot clock at 7. Rockets in that zone. Jimmy penetrates. Draymond 3. I mean, Rockets are not going to change until the Warriors start hitting shots. They're 2 of 13 on threes.
Draymond would have showed it went, but the shot clock was running down.
Jimmy Butler, beautiful steal as Thompson had lost control. Can he get something before the offense is set? And Pajemski, early offense with the 3.
Pajemski, he's got so much confidence. He made that first one. He's already shooting a look back at the Rockets bench.
Well, Brandon is 2 of 4. The rest of the Warriors are 1 for 10.
So now the Warriors are throwing a zone back at them. The counter zone.
Ben Thompson had picked up the dribble. Van Vliet springs free. And these defensive rebounds. Jimmy just tapped it to an open spot. Quentin Post in a foot race. Butler cleans it up. Butler is
so involved. I mean, he loves the deep dive too, the film sessions. He's much more vocal now. Warriors still in the zone.
So Guy Santos in a 1-3-1 zone. Draymond is the backline defender. So when you get a week to prepare or 4 or 5 days to prepare, you throw different wrinkles. We've seen it from both teams. And Jabari Smith fell down and lost the ball. Pajemski and Guy Santos, and no pass can be assumed. Tari Eason just took that away. Van Vliet escaped the double on the kick out. Dillon Brooks, he is their good 3-point shooter.
You got to make sure, especially if you're on the perimeter on him, make sure you don't overhelp. If they have the ball handler under control, which I felt like they kind of did there with Van Vliet, you got to stay home with Dillon Brooks.
Build a wall on Butler. Guy Santos 3. Those are the shots the Warriors need right there.
They need it.
Right off the bench and right into the bucket for Guy Santos.
Well, I told you the bench is going to be key in this game, and now they have the lead, and the bench has come in and changed some things. The zone work, they're back in a man now.
Van Vliet, all that experience, setting up Dillon Brooks, another 3. Jimmy Butler walled off on the rebound. They're a different team when Şengün sits. They switch everything defensively. And they are long and athletic. Maybe the most athletic team in the NBA. Shot clock at 7. Buddy Hield will launch. And Buddy hits from deep.
Okay, the X factor. The bench is doing it again.
So the Warriors from down 8 push to a 5-point advantage. Van Vliet, stop, go, ricochet off of Ben Thompson. And so Butler pushing. Pajemski thought about that early 3.
Get your spacing right here.
Tari Eason on Jimmy Butler. What a matchup there. And Jimmy to the mid-range.
There you go.
So
Jimmy
Butler's got 10.
You got a little ball screen there, just get into the middle. And Jimmy Butler knows he can pretty much rise up over anybody. He's pretty athletic in there. He got great elevation.
A high screen for Van Vliet. Shot clock at 10. Van Vliet controls it after sliding down. Amen Thompson exploding into the lane, and Amen Thompson will shoot two. Oh, miss, but threw it to Steph. So Amen Thompson's 0 for 4 from the line. And Guy Santos spilled, and he's...
What about us?
So Guy Santos, 5 points off the bench. And from down 8 to up 8 for the Dubs. Jabari Smith took it to trouble, knocked it away. Draymond got a piece of that.
Well, the fact that they can't shoot, a lot of them not great shooters, means you can help off the guys, even the strong side corner. And Draymond did that, stabbed at it.
Draymond to a cutting Steph Curry to lay it up and in.
Hey.
Steph has 8 and they're 4 layups.
Well, Jimmy Butler set a back screen. That's the count for this. He's been in the weight room. He's going to deal with it. Look at the numbers in this quarter with this bench unit. And Steph out here now with Draymond and Jimmy.
The mental toughness of Steph Curry, who was officiated differently than any other player in the league for some odd reason. Van Vliet picked up his dribble, got it to Şengün. Good hands and flipped it up and in. Warriors have had the advantage in the quarter, but Şengün has been the offensive firepower for Houston. Two men jump at Steph. Guy Santos is the roller. Shot clock at 7. Butler will shoot over Şengün. And a rebound to Jabari Smith.
And next time, Jimmy Butler can take advantage of Şengün there, try to drive him. Don't let him off the hook.
Jalen Green with that explosive speed and quickness. He will sidestep 3. And 2 Warriors going for that. Guy and Buddy. Every defensive rebound is magical in this series.
Yeah, Green on pull-up threes. Jalen Green, not as good as catch and shoot. So that's the shot you want him to take.
Butler on Van Vliet. They totally clear a side. And Jimmy couldn't get the layup to go down. You like that matchup, though. Şengün calling his own number. And he will be fouled before he shot that.
So Jimmy Butler is.
So Jimmy will get the rest with 10 points and 4 assists. Van Vliet rewarding Şengün on that follow. And Alperen Şengün, 14 points, 7 rebounds. And we still got 4 minutes and 20. And how about that? Steph and Draymond, a rare miscue.
Winning the possession battle.
Şengün launching again. And there is Jalen Green for the rebound. Yeah. Bodies on the deck.
It's not.
They are a wonderful offensive rebounding team.
Well,
it's amazing.
It's not just the bigs. You saw Green just kind of juked out Steph to get that offensive rebound.
Van Vliet from the baseline. Again, what a rebound battle. And Dylan Brooks wins it.
Yeah, that's
Dave Kerr going to